Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. We got a bunch of stuff in the news today, including a whole bunch of people really upset at how bad traffic was at one cruise port because of immigration. And we also have the name of the next Sphere class cruise ship coming from Princess. Hasn't even launched its first one yet, but we now know the second one's name. But speaking of Princess, yeah, they're making a major change to an upcoming itinerary that I almost booked, and as I'm looking at these changes, I'm kind of happy that I didn't book this cruise. So this week in Southampton, the busiest cruise port sailing out of the UK, was gridlocked, absolutely gridlocked, and there were a bunch of contributing factors. First, there were 4 ships in port that day, which is a pretty heavy day for Southampton. Now, normally it's a little bit slow, but not that bad. But if you go to Southampton, it's not exactly a cruise port off by itself. You gotta drive through the city to get there. Well, there was also a train strike going on that contributed to the factor of a lot of traffic. And then, lo and behold, Customs and Immigrations, the port officials decided to do an extra check that day on everybody getting on and off the cruise ships, which means everybody coming off the ships, extra delay getting them off. And as people were trying to head to the cruise ship and head to their jobs in the city, the gridlock just started to build and build and build, so much so that the buses trying to get to the cruise ships to bring the cruise passengers to the airports back in Gatwick and Heathrow airports couldn't even get to the cruise ships to pick them up, which caused more chaos and more delays. And people are going, hey, so much so at one point that the police were asking people to not go downtown if you live there. Don't drive in the city if you don't have to. That's how bad traffic was at one point. A lot of people complained because they had flights leaving between 11 and 1, which is normally okay. However, not this time. A lot of people didn't get to the airport till 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and people boarding the cruise ships didn't get on the ships until later that day as well. Now, 4 ships is normally not that bad, but we're getting into the busy season now coming up in the UK, and a lot of people are wondering if this is going to continue, and if they do these surprise inspections one more time, how crazy is it going to be? Well, there's not 4 ships in port only a couple times from now on, except June 1st. On June 1st, there's 5 cruise ships in port that day, and guess what? I'm on one of them. So I am actually thinking on, I'm already flying in the day early, that's not the big deal, but I'm now thinking on flying out a day after. I don't normally stay in the city on the same day. I normally book a flight 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, because there's only so many flights a day heading back to Canada. But yeah, I'm thinking on staying an extra day now because this might just happen again on my cruise day, and I want to be prepared, and I thought you guys should know as well. Princess has also announced the naming of their second Sphere class cruise ship, the one with the big dome on the top. They even call it the Dome, and it's going to be the Star Princess. Yeah, it seems like they're bringing back all their old names again. The new one coming out is the Sun Princess, after their retired Sun Princess. Now they're bringing out the Star Princess. Yeah, so, okay. The Sun and the Star are back. What's coming out next? The Moon? The Universe? The Comet? I don't know, but it seems to have a theme going on right now. Also, yeah, I was looking at this itinerary once because it looked great. a 20 to 27 day, depending on where you got on. If you got on in Vancouver, Canada, it's a 27-day trans-Pacific cruise with stops in Hawaii, French Polynesia. Just sounded like a great cruise, all the way to Australia with stops in New Zealand. Well, they've changed that itinerary, and they call it due to unplanned hull cleaning. Now, everyone knows the problem that they had in Australia with cruise ships being denied entry into New Zealand because the bio rules they have there for hull cleaning they don't want any contaminated species getting into the waterways there. But it's not a new rule. This rule actually came in before the pandemic. So cruise lines have had time to understand this rule. We've just gone through a season in Australia where they know this rule is there and they know the issues that were happening. So how is this unplanned now, right? Well, how have you not planned? I know you set your cruises up a couple years in advance, right? Your schedule, your itinerary, etc. But I don't think it should be unplanned now. I think you should be planning to clean your hull, and I don't think it should interrupt your guest's experience. You should schedule 2 days with no sailings to do the hull cleaning, and then bring passengers on board. But I digress. I don't hear too many cruise lines doing that right now. But they're going to miss some pretty big ports. First of all, you get on in San Francisco, say, one of the shorter parts of the cruise. And the next day you arrive in Los Angeles. You say, wait, great day in Los Angeles. What a great day for a port. Let's go to Los Angeles. Except that's where they're doing the hull cleaning. And you're not allowed off the ship. Because of the hull cleaning, you have to stay on the ship. So, you're not visiting Los Angeles at all. So much for that idea. And then you're missing Hilo in Hawaii. What? I'm missing a stop in Hawaii as well. And then you're missing the French Polynesia as well. And your compensation for that is you are getting extra sea days. Well, it's a trans-Pacific. There's already a lot of sea days. In fact, there's like 12 sea days already on this cruise. Now, passengers are being offered $200 in onboard credits for their inconvenience, but I don't know, because when I was looking at this, the reason I was looking at this is because I would get to visit the California coast, I would get to visit Hawaii, French Polynesia, and a couple other stops along the way. And you taking those away from me doesn't make this the cruise I thought I was booking. So luckily though, it's far enough in advance. It's not until September of this year, October, which means you have time to move your booking. Most Princess cruises are refundable deposits, and you can change that booking if that's not the itinerary you want. But if you're happy with it, great. But I tell you, when I looked at it not because it was a 27-day cruise. I looked at it because of the itineraries it was stopping at. And I would have been really disappointed to find out, we're not stopping where you said, because we got to clean our hulls. Yeah, we know we had to clean our hull, but we decided to do it during your cruise instead of building it into the schedule. I hope going forward, all cruise lines out there, when they're heading to New Zealand and they have to have the hull cleaning, schedule a day where there's no passengers, that they can get the hull cleaning done so it doesn't affect anybody's cruise in the future. Let me know, do you think I'm wrong? Or do you think, hey, that sounds like a reasonable thing they should be doing going forward? I kind of do. Well, I hope you appreciate this little video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation. And who knows? You might see me miss my first ship ever in June 1st because of gridlock. Wouldn't that be crazy?